So a big challenge in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is there's just a lot of noise. There's so much noise out there from news outlets, from Twitter, Reddit, whatever it is. People are saying Bitcoin's awesome, Bitcoin's going to crash, it's a scam, it's whatever. And there's no way to make any sense out of this without a good mental model. And the mental model we'll look at today is the circle of competence. And it's the idea that there's a circle of ideas and topics that someone is knowledgeable on, that you're knowledgeable on, and there's things that you're not knowledgeable on, and things are inside the circle that you're competent on, and things outside you're not competent on. So let's take the example of Micheal Jordan. Micheal Jordan's circle of competence. Micheal Jordan is clearly, objectively, in my opinion, the best basketball player of all time. Not LeBron James or Kobe Bryant. And if you want to know about basketball, that's right in the middle of his circle of competence. Now, there's things like baseball, which he did play 2 years in the minors, so he knows quite a bit about baseball, but if you want to know about the inside of baseball, he might not be your guy to go to. And then there's things like hockey, which is outside of circle of competence, or tango dancing, or knitting or crocheting. There's lots of things that Micheal Jordan would not be the guy to go to, and if he gave you advice on tango dancing, I would suggest you mostly ignore that advice. It's probably not something you want to listen to. And so I'm going to introduce one other mental model for this called the Venn diagram, invented by John Venn. And with this, you can combine different circles to see what interesting things happen when you overlap. So there's a group of animals called mammals, and there's a group of animals that lays eggs. Now, otters are mammals, and ducks lay eggs, but there's actually there's a few animals in the middle that overlap that are both mammals and lay eggs, like platypus. So we're going to use this now to look at the circle of competence for cryptocurrency advice. So let's look at the overlapping circles of investing, cryptocurrency, and conflict of interest. Ideally, we want to find people who understand investing and cryptocurrency, but don't have a conflict of interest. So let's lay some people into these circles and see where everyone fits in. So Warren Buffett, he's known as the oracle of investing. His advice is trusted by people far and wide. Even if he has a conflict of interest, he has something interesting to say and it's worth listening to him. However, he's publicly said he's sitting this one out. He's not investing in Bitcoin. He doesn't really understand it. And so people here in blue are pretty neutral on the topic. Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan, has said as recently as September that Bitcoin is a scam. So where does he fall in this? I'd say he understands investing. I don't think he understands crypto, though, and he definitely has a conflict of interest. All of his investments are in fiat currencies and non-cryptocurrencies. So he doesn't really want to see crypto succeed. So, he's a detractor. Put him in red here. And, I don't think his advice is very useful. You'll hear lots of news anchors talking about Bitcoin. I don't think they know much about investing. They don't know much about crypto, if anything. But they certainly have a conflict of interest. If it bleeds, it leads. Their objective is to get viewers, and it's got to be something exciting and scary. There's content marketing vids on YouTube, some pro-Bitcoin, some against, some pro-crypto, against crypto. There was one video my girlfriend was watching that just said they were reviewing altcoins, and every single altcoin they're like, this one's awesome. And it was pretty useless. So there's lots of that nonsense out there. There's online courses you can take on Khan Academy. If you haven't checked it out, do check it out. Especially good for math. Very mathematics focused. And their cryptocurrency classes, I think, are quite good. They don't know that much about investing, though, and I don't think they have really a conflict of interest when it comes to investing, partly because of that. They have other conflicts of interest, but not as it relates really to cryptocurrency and investing. So interesting classes, but probably not where you want to take advice. And they're pretty neutral on this topic. There's a guy named Preston Byrne. He's a lawyer involved in crypto. He keeps on saying it's a bubble. And but I think he's more. He might be like the canary in the coal mine. He might actually have something interesting to say. So I recommend reading his articles, and you can find him at Preston J. Byrne on Twitter. So if it says at here in the diagrams, that means you can find them on Twitter. Hacker Noon is a publication on medium.com. Roger Ver, he's an early investor, the first investor in Bitcoin companies, definitely has a conflict of interest, definitely understands crypto. I'd say he probably understands investing as well. Woobull.com has a bunch of different graphs on Bitcoin trends, definitely understands crypto, is involved in the community, so does have a conflict of interest, and knows a bit about investing, but not broad enough that I think would be the best advice. I think Naval Ravikant, Chris Dixon at Andreessen Horowitz, they have always have interesting articles and things they've written and talks they've given on investing, on cryptocurrency, but they definitely have a good amount of money invested in Bitcoin and crypto, so they have a conflict of interest. The area we're really looking for here, I can't really find anyone that fits in that category. As Vinod Khosla supposedly said, no conflict, no interest. That is, if someone doesn't have some conflict where they've got other interests, there's no reason for them to know enough about the topic. So it's very rare, if ever, you can find someone who doesn't have a conflict of interest in something they're talking about, that they know a lot about. Because if they know a lot about it, there's probably a good reason for that. Probably because they have some gain to make there. So that, I think that covers the circle of competence for crypto. So anytime you run across some article, put them into one of these categories, see where they fit in. If you're reading Reddit, most of the people in Reddit fit into the area of, they don't really know that much about crypto, to be honest. They don't know that much about investing. It's really just a conflict of interest. They just say HODL and that's it. So that's not really going to be very, very useful. So this could be a good guide to figuring out where things fit in.